Hello humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. NDAs is something that we have not talked about, so let's milk the cow here. This is something, guys, that it completely slipped my mind, and it's probably not one of the more popular subjects, but it might be something that you have to deal with. Now, I am not a lawyer, guys, of any kind. I need legal advice when dealing with NDAs. What I do in my industry, whenever I have a new one or working with a new customer, I have my lawyer look at it, and bite the bullet. I have to spend $300. Hopefully I get the job, and they read it to me, and then they tell me A, Y, or Z, is different than before. Do you still want to continue? You can say no, whatever, and I go from there. In addition, companies have social media standards or requirements or regulations that they have within their own company, right? Their own standards, if you will. The company that I work for now is very strict, right? They pay you for it. Don't get me wrong. They pay me to keep my trap shut, basically, right? That's why you see my content really change. But it's so strict. I can't even wear, for example, my company shirt, right? It can't appear on camera on my social media, right? I can't profit from anything on social media that I know about, for example, the place I work for, right? And that's just too hard, right? At this point, I could just monetize a channel anytime, but I don't have the mind power to say that I'm never going to bring up the subject that I work in, right? And if I were to do that, from when I signed on with him, 7 months into the future, as long as I work with him, if I do that, and even if it doesn't matter if I make 1 penny or $1,000, I would be in violation of that, right? So I'd rather not deal with a headache, guys. That just, YouTube doesn't pay enough. But there's more headaches that you can walk into when you sign these NDAs. You might be exposed in some way, depending on what state, what country you live in. Again, that's why you need to consult a professional. Right, but I've gotten questions on how come this person doesn't say this and this person doesn't say that. Let me tell you something, guys. One thing that YouTubers have done, and this is as of recently, I want to say maybe 5 years moving forward, is when they collab with other people or their employees, they become bigger, they'll have their employees sign NDAs just like any other company, right? It only makes sense, right? If you have a business and you have employees, right, you don't want them out there giving out the goods. A good example would be, for example, like Boogie. He gave away the script to RT USA, and Keemstar was so pissed. Right? If he had an NDA or not, I don't know. But if he wanted to, he could take him to task. Like, dude, you violated our contract. Look, this is what we're supposed to do, and this cost me money. Right? That's why Keemstar was so pissed off, because that does cost you money. Right? Well, Keemstar knows Boogie doesn't have any money whatsoever. That's why he's e-begging all the time. But if you're another individual or in private industry, they don't care about that. They're going to go after your ass, right? Especially if it's a company that's desperate, and you could say the Completionist right now, is on his last legs. And if he signed anything with anyone, I don't expect his employees to make any statements, because, like I said, it should be normal for them to sign NDAs. What I would like to know is who signed an NDA with him, other than his employees, right? Was he making people that appeared on these things sign NDAs? I don't know, right? That's just pure speculation on my part, but it would make sense on why some people don't want to address this head on, right? It would. Right? And the NDA could say anything. The NDA can say, hypothetically, okay, this is just a hypothetical, okay? It says, don't make videos on me, right? Don't say my name on a video, right? And then you end up making a parody video. It could be something like that. Not saying that this happened in this case, but something like that could happen, right? It's plausible, right? You could have other people that received appearance fees, for example, as part of the, if they're giving you a check, right? Just much like when I work as a consultant and they make me sign an NDA so I don't speak on the project that I'm working on, that's par for the course, right? I don't speak on that. I got to sign it, da da da, and I get paid, and life moves forward. It could be the same way for these people. Now I know Jirard's dad, has a lot of business experience, so maybe he schooled him on that. I don't know, but a lot of these influencers and YouTube channels are doing it not because of not only because of leaking um, storylines or video content or stealing ideas or anything like that, but it also could be like, hey, we're going to work together, and after if anything happens, we're going to agree not to make videos on each other, right? That could be part of an NDA, part of an agreement that you have. You don't know what they could put on there, right? And some people are so desperate for exposure. Let's say you're a new YouTube channel, right? You're just Joe Blow off the street, and the completionist offers you to put you on. Well, what are you going to do? I mean, a lot of these people are attention whores, right? They will sell their soul to the devil in order to have more viewers on YouTube. They'll sign anything. And, people in that state you can always take advantage of them because they're desperate, right? They'll sign anything for, what is it, clout, the kids say? And, yeah, they'll sign it. But that's not only, this is something only that not what only happened with Jirard. It happened with other content creators that are collabing with other people. Now, what could you do, right? Like, you can say no. You can say no and right away expose them. Hey, I didn't work with this guy because he wanted me to sign an NDA. I don't know. We're just making a video on Mario Brothers. Why the fuck am I going to sign an NDA? Right? That doesn't make sense. And usually, unless people have intellectual property that they want to protect of some sort, why the hell do they want you to sign an NDA, right? But somebody that's doing something shady, for example, that they don't want you talking about it, right? Give you an example here, right? Hypothetical, we don't know this happened, right? But let's say you work for an organization that did charity crowdfunding, right? And that part of the expenses, however they were expended, right? However they were divvied up, it doesn't matter. But let's just say that that the person providing the catering, the fried chicken or the pizza wasn't Kentucky Fried Chicken or Pizza Hut. It was, his cousin Mary. She got the money. And the guy doing security was his best buddy from the football team. It wasn't actually, it's just a buddy with a guard card, right? That's who was doing the security. And, production costs were really just sitting around talking, opening and closing doors. You wanted to, have your friends wet their beak a little bit, take a dip in the pool, if you will, get some cheddar. So you pay everybody off, and then whoever's, watching this that you bring in, you make them sign an NDA. Hey, I don't want you speaking about any of this. You don't speak about what went on here, right? What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, baby. That type of deal. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people could use it for that. That happened in this case, I don't know. I mean, at least for the employees, it would make sense, right? Employees absolutely would make sense. For collaborating with them, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't put it past them, just because this guy is a trained actor, right? He lies into the camera like there is no other tomorrow. He's just putting on a performance, right? But, it is what it is. But that would explain a lot of the behavior that we've seen, a lot of the strange behavior that we've seen regarding Jirard the Completionist. All right, guys, remember, be careful when signing anything. Make sure you get professional legal advice when dealing with people like the Completionist or anybody else. Guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.